Hello there everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and today we're going to be talking about some new to me and brand new foundations and concealers that have just come out at the drugstore. And I have a bunch of different options here, so I'm going to just get started. So the first one I want to talk about, where do I go first? Let's go with the Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation Stick. So this is how it looks. I feel like I'm a little weird here. Is that better? So this is a foundation stick from Wet n Wild, part of their Photo Focus line. I have the shade Soft Ivory, and I will swatch this for you. It's a big old chubby stick. Just a swatch for a shade comparison. It's right here, just in case you're interested. Okay, I had my preconceived ideas about this. I honestly thought it was going to be like a dry, clay-like, dragging across your skin kind of foundation, but it's not. It is so creamy. It goes onto your face so creamy. Just effortlessly, with no resistance, blends easy like a dream. It looks so good on your skin. It doesn't cling to any of my dry patches. It doesn't settle into my lines. It looks really awesome on the skin. Great finish, great like coverage. I don't use a lot of concealer with this. This has a lot of things going for it, but its one huge downfall is that it has no lasting power. This is something I usually put makeup on around 7 o'clock in the morning, and I would say by about noon-ish, it's completely gone. 100% disappeared from my face. It's the weirdest thing. I haven't had an experience like this with foundation in a long, long time. And I thought it was just so strange. I was like, well, maybe I'll try a different primer, or I won't try a primer, or I'll use a powder, or not a powder, a primer, setting spray, whatever. Nothing works with this foundation stick. It is just so... It has so many good things going for it, but it doesn't last. By about 11 o'clock or so, I noticed like on the chin it's gone, around my nose, over here it's completely worn away, or it's like broken up into little like dots. And then around noonish, when I'm going to lunch, I get in the car and I'm looking at my face, I'm like, oh my god, I have no makeup on. Because like the blush or highlight that's on top of the foundation, it just kind of disappears with the foundation. So I was like barefaced when I came back from lunch. It was the weirdest thing. I've never had an experience like this before, and no matter what I've tried with it, it just doesn't last. So if you only have like something to go to for a little while, the other day I wore it to a work meeting because I only went for a couple hours, and yeah, it's just not the longest wearing foundation, but it has so many good things going for it that I wish it worked well. But I mean, it does work well. It just doesn't last. It also has no fragrance, if that's a good point. No fragrance, just smells like makeup-y, but very, very faint. And yeah, it's just, I wish it lasted because it's such a good thing. It has a lot of good stuff going for it. But a really, really good stick foundation, I'm wearing this one today, is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Foundation Stick. Oh my god. I thought the L'Oreal Shaping Stick was like the best foundation stick I've ever tried, and it still is really good. This, I think, is even better than that, if that's even a thing. This is amazing. So, it says it has hyaluronic acid. Does it have any claims? Not really. But the shade I have is Nude, number 40. This is how it looks. I guess I'll tell you how many, like, ounces and stuff come in here. It's that shade right there. This is super awesome. Okay, so first, the Wet n Wild has 0.42 ounces. Wow, almost half an ounce. That's pretty good. This one has 0.29 ounces, so about a third of an ounce. Actually, a little less than a third of an ounce. It's awesome. This one, super creamy as well. No resistance, blends well, goes over any dry patches you might have. It doesn't settle into any of my lines. I love using this. This is one that I feel I keep picking over my other foundations. Although I've tried so many really good foundations this last month that I'm like dying over it, because I usually am not a foundation person. I'll use the same Rimmel one forever, all the time. But now I'm like trying different things and I'm just like loving it. I've been missing out. Anyway, glides over the skin easy, doesn't settle into the lines. It wears all day long, doesn't break down, doesn't get shiny. This is a wonderful formula. It is part of their Hydro Boost line, so it says it has hyaluronic acid. I don't find it particularly hydrating or anything. It's not drying, but it's just not like... If they didn't put that on there, I wouldn't notice anything different about it. It doesn't get like dewy or anything throughout the day. It dries down really nice on your face. You can't really feel it, like... It's not tacky. It just kind of feels like... I mean, if I keep rubbing, I'll rub my makeup off. But, you know, it doesn't feel tacky. It just has a nice finish to it. And I really, really like this. Neutrogena did something really awesome with this foundation stick. I haven't tried any other foundations from Neutrogena because they're kind of expensive. This was very expensive in my opinion, and but I just love it. I'd rather buy something like this that's kind of expensive that lasts than something super cheap like this that kind of doesn't. I don't know. Just a trade-off, I guess. But this is really good. If you've been looking at this, I don't think you'll be disappointed. You might be disappointed in the shade range though, but the product is very good. Where do we go next? Let's talk about the CoverGirl Outlast Active 24-Hour Foundation with SPF 20. I have the shade 810. This one is a little bit yellow for me. This is one that I keep looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, can you tell? Does it look different? Because you know when you use the same kind of shades all the time, anytime you use one that's even a little different, you can tell all day, like, I look weird. This is amazing. This is an amazing foundation. Where I have been missing out with foundations. Have they always been this amazing? I don't know. Anyway, it is in a squirt bottle, but it comes with a flip top cap that I keep forgetting, so I keep unscrewing it. The only other CoverGirl foundation I've ever tried is the Vitalist, and that one's really good, but the scent just drove me crazy. This one, did it have a scent? I don't remember. I think it did, actually. It smelled like Rimmel, if I remember correctly. Yes, it smells exactly like the Rimmel foundation, like a hint of baby lotion or something. I enjoy that scent, so I don't mind this one at all. It doesn't smell perfumey. It smells like baby lotion. That's what I keep thinking. It has SPF 20. This is part of their active line, so it says it's 24-hour wear, sweat-proof, transfer-proof, and humidity-proof, oil-free, won't clog pores, suitable for all skin types. And the only claim I don't know about is humidity. I live in a very dry climate. As far as it being sweat-proof, yes, it is sweat-proof. And I can't say if it's transfer-proof. I haven't actually tried to transfer it off my face or anything. This actually reminds me a lot of the Infallible Fresh Wear from L'Oreal. That foundation is so good. This is almost exactly the same, except it's a different brand and a different tube. It's awesome. It looks so good on your skin. It blends over everything. It has a great coverage. It doesn't settle into any of my lines or my smile lines at all. And it lasts all day long. All day. Doesn't break up. Doesn't get oily. They knocked it out of the park with this foundation, in my opinion. I really enjoy using this one. This is kind of one of those foundations that at the end of the day, I kind of don't want to wash it off yet. I'm like, I'll keep it on for like another hour. Because you know, sometimes at the end of the day, your foundation and your makeup just kind of looks a little worn and a little broken down and weird, and you can't wait to get it off. At the end of the day, I'm like, I still really like the way it looks. And this is a really good foundation. CoverGirl did a great job with this. Love it. I would say it's kind of like a satiny kind of finish. Honestly, I feel like it's very, very similar to the L'Oreal. So they both have the same kind of claims, so I don't think you need both of them, but they're both really good. If you were looking at either one, I don't think you'd be disappointed. Really good foundation. Something I don't like is this. This is a Neutrogena Protectant Tint. What is it called? Tinted Moisturizer. I have the shade Ivory to Fair. This is shade 10. It does have SPF 30 in it. And Neutrogena has this line called N that is exclusive to Walmart. It has like 5 or 6 products in it. I bought a few of the items. It's so expensive and it is extremely underwhelming. I would not bother with this line. If you've never tried Neutrogena and you thought this new line would like entice you, don't let it entice you. You have better things already. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so this tinted moisturizer does come in a squirt bottle with an unscrew little cap here. And let me blend it out for you. This is the shade Ivory to Fair. And it is a very sheer tinted moisturizer. I love me a good tinted moisturizer, so I thought I would really like this. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. At all. Neutrogena has another product in their line that's called Age Perfector or something like that, and it stinks. It has a really weird scent to it, and this has that same scent plus sunscreen. Really strong scent. It gave me a headache every time I used it, and it's so gross on your skin, on my skin anyway. I cannot get it to blend, and it looks gross. This is a gross product to me. It, like, when you're trying to rub it into your face, it seems like it doesn't want to go into your skin, and it's just sitting there, and you're just moving it around, and then it's, like, chunking up and kind of peeling on itself, and it's, like you're just, like, ugh, like, it's so gross. This could be, like, the, I don't know, this could be, like, a holy grail product for 1,000 people that'll, like, reverse 10 years of aging, and I would still be like, I can't use it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I cannot recommend this. It feels gross on your face. It doesn't go into your skin. Ugh. No, thank you. Another product that is amazing. There's so many good products. Like I've been missing out, man. The L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is so good. L'Oreal's been hyping this up on their Instagram lately, but they keep saying it's available in the US soon. I don't know why they keep saying that, because this is already available. And this is amazing. Oh my god. I have no words. This has blown every single one of my favorite concealers out of the water. Like, if I could only keep one, it's this one. This is just so good. I did end up getting 2 shades, which was not my intention. I got the shade Oatmeal at first, and it's so light for my face, like, it's way too light. And then I got the shade Bisque, which matches a lot better. I like how I'm testing it like this, because you know when you're in the drugstore, this is how you shade match. You just kind of go, which one matches? I will swatch both for you. This is the shade Oatmeal. This is the one that's too light for me. And there it is right there. The applicator looks like this. It's a big doe foot with a little tiny like scoop in the end that has your concealer on it. It has like a great amount too, like a perfect amount. And then this is the shade Bisque. Let's swatch this one right next to Oatmeal. So Bisque and Oatmeal. It seems like I would need a shade right in between, but Bisque is a better shade match for me. I'm wearing this today. I've been wearing this every day. I've worn this as a full face of foundation before. It looks phenomenal. This is a great companion to the Fresh Wear foundation. I can't say enough good things about this. It doesn't settle into any of my fine lines, any of my smile lines. I never, ever, ever... I feel like I'm just raving about all these products. I never use concealer or foundation in this area here. Like, I'm never going to get a concealer wand and run it like this or like this. Because I just have a lot going on here that I don't want to emphasize with concealer. This doesn't settle into those lines, although I don't overdo it. I'm not getting the wand and dragging it like this. I get the lighter shade, the Oatmeal shade, and I'll dab it just on the inner corner right here, like 2 or 3 like tiny dots, and I'll just blend it all out like this, and it looks so great. It's brightening because I happen to have a brighter shade. It covers everything I want. It brightens up the dark circles, but it doesn't settle into the lines. It's crazy. I've never ever had that experience before with the concealer where it doesn't settle into anything here. This is amazing. This is one of the best products I've ever tried from L'Oreal. I cannot say enough good things about it. The shade range is decent, but they obviously, you know, shade ranges are never gonna be shade ranges are never going to satisfy everybody, you know. But this is amazing. If you've been looking into this concealer, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. It's bomb. Absolutely bomb. It looks great at the end of the day. It looks like you just put it on. L'Oreal is on a roll right now. This is the Fresh Wear Foundation from L'Oreal. I do a video talking about this. This is something I highly recommend at work all the time. It looks so good. I haven't seen anyone talk bad about this product yet. It looks amazing on the skin. It genuinely looks fresh by the end of the day. It looks like you just put it on. It doesn't break down, doesn't get oily. I see like a lot of skin types could use this. Really good shade range, in my opinion. They do have quite a bit of shades, and I love this. This is awesome. I'll link the video down below if you're interested in, you know, hearing my thoughts on it. Looks great on the skin. Great satin finish. It's awesome. Really, really highly recommend that one, if that made any sense. I have 3 more to talk about. I'm like going on forever. This is the No. 7 Match Made Custom Blend Foundation Drops. I did talk about this in a video at the beginning of the month. I'll link it down below. Woo! Animals aren't getting along. They'll be fine. Okay, hold on. Okay, they're fine. What was I talking about? The No. 7 drops. So this is how it looks in a concentrated swatch. It looks a little bit dark, but they're meant to, you know, you shake up the bottle and you can custom blend your own foundation shade, whether you want something light coverage or full coverage. I recommend like 1 to 2 drops max with this stuff. 3's a little, well, for me it's too much because the shade range with No. 7, their shade range is always kind of weird. They're all like really weird undertones. I don't really find a lot of neutral stuff. It's either really cool or really yellow. So I couldn't really find a shade I wanted. This is the cool Ivory. I find 2 shades max is what I can do with this. It doesn't mix well with everything though. And I wish on the packaging they had put stuff they recommend you mixing it with, like certain moisturizers or certain primers, certain foundations, and certain ingredients you should avoid, because I find that most of the things I have don't mix well with this. It just separates and it doesn't want to mix together and it looks disgusting on your face. So it's a good product, but it doesn't mix well with everything. Two more things to talk about. This is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Serum Absolute Foundation. This is something I recently, this has recently come into my life, a product I wanted forever. I talked about this in another video. The shade is a very shockingly yellow. Like, in real life, it looks crazy yellow. This is the shade, what shade is this? 144 Light Ivory. This is kind of like their age reversing makeup. It's a very, very good foundation. Although I find it weird they claim that it's luminous finish, because on the face it doesn't really seem that luminous. It looks more matte. And it's not very hydrating. But it's a very good foundation. Not to say that it's drying or tight on the face, but it's just not the luminous result that the label said it had. It also has SPF 17, pro-retinol A, and vitamin C. And I really like this. This is a really good foundation as well. Lived up to all my expectations. I wouldn't say it's like the best foundation I've ever used in my life. If you're going to pick up one from L'Oreal, I would say this one. But this is really good. If you've been looking into it, I don't think you'd be disappointed. The shade range, though, you're going to be severely disappointed. They're all weird shades, and I think it's because a lot of people don't use it, that they don't really make a lot of shades, but whatever. But yeah, it's a solid foundation. I've been enjoying using it, but the shade range is very disappointing. Okay, last product. This is the CYO Long Lasting Foundation LifeProof. It just says, always flawless, never filtered, shake, dot on cheeks, nose, and chin, and blend. I love the packaging of this. It's in an airtight pump. I wish more products came like this. I think it's awesome. I love the packaging of this. This looks really, really good on the skin at first, and it looks great. It's smooth, it's creamy, it blends, it settles like crazy into every single line I have. This one right here especially, it like all of it will just gravitate there, and I tap it, blend it out. Right back, within a minute, it's back. All day long, it's just like gathering. It's like it'll come from all parts of my face to gather. It's the weirdest thing. It'll settle into every single line that I have, which is so disappointing. It is kind of like a gray undertone. Maybe I'll swatch this for you. Maybe you can see. It kind of reminds me of the undertone of the Dr. Jart Dr. Jart BB cream. My words are lost today. Where that product kind of has like a grayish kind of undertone to it. The shade range obviously going to be very disappointing, but it looks really good on the skin at first. If you can get over how much it settles, no matter what primer you put, it's going to settle into every line you have. But it looks really good. It has a very nice coverage, and I think it looks really good throughout the day. It doesn't last very long. Well, it does last long, I guess. By the end of my workday, it looks gross. Like, I can't wait to wash my face. Because this is kind of one of those foundations that starts looking very visible towards the end of the day. I can see it sitting on top of my face, like almost like off of my face. It's the weirdest thing. So it has a good things going for it, but it does settle into your lines. It doesn't look great at the end of the day. It's not like super, super long wearing. It doesn't wear away. It just starts looking kind of worn and haggard by the end of the day. But if you've been looking into this foundation, the shade range is kind of gross and whatever. But it's a nice foundation. The coverage is really nice, and it looks great on the skin at first, but it will settle, and it looks gross at the end of the day. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm done talking. That is my video. Those are all the foundations and concealers I have tried recently, and my thoughts on them. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and what you think. I would love to know your opinion and your thoughts down below as always. And that is that. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow in another video. Goodbye.